The apocalypse happens, and there's me and the two of you, and we're the only ones left. I'm in a whole hell of a lot of trouble.
Why?
I am not repopulating the earth at this age, number one. And only one of you could probably populate this earth unless you got snip too.
No.
And so that reason alone, we're in a lot of trouble. Second of all, I have no weapons.
Well,
So you two better protect me.
We've got a katana behind you.
You two better protect me because I will not survive on my own. I have always said I am finding my husband because that's the only way I will survive. Luckily, he's in this room with us.
We've got a butter knife over there.
No, I don't know.
This is the worst mic check I've ever.
What? Just keep talking. Like, hey, I like big butts in a can.
Yeah, you're gonna be perfect. Yep, you're way better than everybody else. A lot of people are so quiet. Timmery's almost impossible to record in here.
Because she talks like this. Because she's so sweet.
And I don't know. I think I don't know.
Or does she just sit back and chill and then it's just
Yeah,
hard?
she can't like get herself back to the mic.
Yeah. Gotta get on it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert, and today we have a very special guest in the studio, Miss Evee Grey.
Yeah.
And you know Miss Evie from multiple areas, but Bottoms Up is probably the biggest.
Yep. Bottoms Up, Quad City Burlesque.
And your home is being all redone right now.
It's being renovated and it's going to be beautiful, but it's so hard not having a home.
Isn't it? Honestly, I truly think it is kind of sad. Like when you look up at the stage, I mean, you always remember like 2 light bulbs being out and the walls.
A shoe being stuck in the lights. We've had that happen. Clothing stuck on the stage. And the good thing is the stage is not changing.
Yeah.
It's all of the rest of the ambiance. And you walk in and there's going to be a lobby, and I can't give it all away because that's not my job, but it's going to be so beautiful.
I'm so excited about it. But like also because that's where I started stand-up, and that's where I've started falling in love with stand-up.
Wait, the show that I judged that you won?
Yeah.
Is that like your first time that you've been on that speakeasy stage?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, I mean, my stand-up was weird because I started doing stand-up, I would say, I don't know, 4 years ago or whatever. But I only did it twice. I just walked up and didn't even have anything
Open
written
mic.
down. Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, driving up, and my jokes were like the dumbest things ever. I walked up on stage and I was like, how did I word it? I said, anybody ever masturbate in a movie theater? And everybody just like looked at me like, what? And I was like, oh, so just me? and then
that fits though. That checks.
but I thought the joke had some premise because I was like, you want to know the best thing about masturbating in a movie theater rather than doing it at home? You can just dump that shit on the ground and someone else cleans it up for you. And I was up there just bombing.
You do realize they used to have movie theaters like that.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman got caught in one.
But I mean, they used to have just smut movie theaters. There's one in East Moline.
It's like there's rows of seats?
It's a movie theater and all they play is smut. And then they have like, arcade rooms that you go in and, it's like, oh goodness, what is it called? Glory holes.
Oh, wait, like, okay.
We're not talking TNR video. We're talking like TNR video on crack.
Okay, I mean, I'm intrigued by all of this. This is, something new to me. I know like the Lion's Den, they have like the little movie theaters, but that's not like a real movie. Those are just
Right.
like stalls.
This is like an old theater that used to, and they change it into a movie theater for a while, and then the movie theater goes out of business, and then people buy it and they just show porn.
Wow. I mean, that is pretty. It's pretty interesting. I didn't even know that.
I mean, so the back of every seat, take a black light into one of those.
So is Pee Wee Herman? Was he actually in a real movie theater, or was he in one of those type of movie theaters?
I guess I just always assumed he was like at a kid's movie or something.
So did I. So did I. And then there's funny things that happen like in the course of time where like people just start like they change that whole story.
Oh, yeah.
And the guys from the Blues Clues kids show.
Oh, yeah, because Steve was addicted to cocaine and all this shit, and that's why he had to get off the show or something. I never watched Blues Clues.
Yeah, and now they've got him on all this new, like, they brought him back this past year. Oh, yeah, people were, like, grown adults were, like, rushing to, like, the tour of all the Steves. They had all the Steves throughout the... Yeah, it's like, like the new Spider-Man movie where all the Spider-Mans come back, but it was Blues Clues.
No. I never really watched Blues Clues. My kids didn't either. My kids are grown. I'm a grandma.
Yeah, well, you are, and congratulations. But, okay, so what were you watching when you were a kid?
I wasn't allowed to watch TV.
Oof. If you could have watched TV. You know what movies and TV shows were...
Yeah.
When you were
so when I was little, I put Sesame Street. Give me some Sesame Street. Some Muppets. Fraggle Rock. I love Fraggle Rock as an adult. Do you know what Fraggle Rock is?
No.
It was on like HBO or one of those stations, and like they were little cave-dwelling, monster-looking Muppety things.
I don't understand the craze of the Muppets and the puppets, and like why are they still a thing? Clearly, we all know that they're actually Muppets. Like they're puppets.
But it's talent.
It's
talent.
Growing up, we all thought that it was real, that they were actually talking.
Did?
Of course we did.
I don't know. I didn't watch it till I was an adult, so by that time I knew, and I'm still thrilled by it.
But so with CGI and where like TV is coming, everything like that. You remember the movie Tom Cruise did the remake, War of the Worlds? Is that what it's called? And when that movie came out in theaters, there's literally strings hanging from these silly toy saucers, and he's just moving them. They're moving them around.
The Tom Cruise one?
No, the old one.
Oh, I was like, what? And people like wanted.
But when they were in the movie theaters,
I never saw the original.
You'll have to. I mean, we'll put up a picture right here, Boink, of how cheesy it was.
I've never even seen Top Gun.
Neither have I. And I'm sorry.
I hear there's like a volleyball scene that's kind of hot.
I was like, I messaged Brad right after he said he went and seen the movie. I said, did Jerry Maguire get shown the money? Or did Jerry Maguire show him the money? And then he's like, stop making fun of my favorite show. And then I was brought up Hal Jordan, who's a pilot from Green Lantern. I was like, Brad, I don't like this movie. And he got so mad he quit talking to me for 2 days.
He does.
Brad
does not stop talking. No.
Yeah, we went to a White Sox game a couple weeks back, and I made him mad because I was doing my normal troll thing to Brad. I sit there and just talk shit the whole time, like this White Sox player sucks or whatever, just whatever. And he goes, quit. And I was like, quit what? He says, quit talking shit about my team. And I was like, okay, man. And he goes, I'm not talking to you for 3 innings. I went and bought him a beer. I went and bought him a brat. He still wouldn't talk to me. Yeah.
What?
And he did it twice. He does this shit all the time.
I think he just knows now that he gets stuff because you're that guy that can't stand someone not to like you.
Yeah.
So now he just knows, and you've trained him. Pavlov's theories of dogs proved it worked right there.
Well, I mean, it really does. It truly does.
So now he's like, oh, if I just don't talk to him, he'll bring me beers and hot dogs and all the things.
What are we even talking about? Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube. I so much appreciate the huge amounts of jumps. And episode 150, our very first episode ever to cross 5,000, it crossed 6,000, and then it crossed 20,000 downloads at the same time. I appreciate everybody so much for all of that. And yeah, just send me money or something. Send me money.
Do you have your Cash App and your Venmo?
I'll put my Venmo up.
Hell, send this man money. He can't even dress as mannequin.
I would need to undress it. They've met Ross. Ross's name now at this point.
Gotcha.
And I do dig the mustache a lot with the feathers. It's a good look.
It's kind of sexy.
If you,
I told you the story about this thing, right?
no,
So you got this thing at Pride. This beautiful specimen of a man.
okay.
And so
Wait, maybe you do that.
I'm at Pride because I was working the booth, and I'm sitting there, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this thing across the field because I'm on one side of the stage where the tents are, and then there's where this gentleman was. And out of the corner of my eye, I'm like looking, and finally I stop and I go, "There's a naked man. Oh God, there's a who is naked at Pride? Who is allowing this person to be naked at Pride?" Right? Because I don't take my clothes off for fun, as a hobby. But anyway, so I'm like trying not to look, and then I'm just staring. I think I might have drooled, mouth open, like this a naked man walking around Pride, and then I went, "Oh my fucking God, it's a mannequin. It hasn't moved in 10 minutes."
Oh my God. And so you just kept doing like the quick look, like, oh my God. Like, yeah, like I'm not going to stop and stare at this.
Right? May Golightly is sitting next to me, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I thought it was a naked man." And she goes, "Where?" And I'm like, "No, it's a mannequin." And she goes, "Oh, honey."
Oh, well, that's amazing.
I have those moments.
I do have a couple of questions for you about your like burlesque and like your startup and everything with that. What I really want to know, what like really got you going with burlesque? Like, you want to dance or you want to do this or that, but like really want to do burlesque.
So growing up, I danced. I did ballet, and then I was a swimmer and stuff like that. So I have that background in that, I guess, passion for it. And then about 6 years ago now, my mom passed away. And she had pancreatic cancer. They gave her 3 to 6 months to live. She lived 21 months. I got to do all the wonderful things with my mom, and it was hard, and it was a grieving process for me. And shortly before my mom passed, we had moved to the Quad Cities, so I didn't really know anyone. And I didn't really have friends, and I'm driving back to my hometown to get my hair cut and things like that. And the woman who cuts my hair has been a lifelong family friend. And she's like, "You have to go see Michelle Mayberry." And I go, "No." And I know Michelle since she's been knee-high to a grasshopper, right? I'm that old. And she's like, "No, just go there. She's in the Quad Cities. I don't care, clientele." And I go in and meet with Michelle, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you have to do this." And I go, "What? What? I don't even know what the heck it is." She's like, "These, just for no other reason, these are your people. These are the people that you belong with. Just trust me." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Just trust me. I know you. You're best friends with my Aunt Katie. Like, just sign up." And I'm like, "Fine. How much is it?" And she tells me the cost, and she turns around to the woman behind her and goes, "Hey, she wants to sign up for the class." And I'm like, "All right, I have to do this now." And then I have to go home and tell my husband, "I signed up for a burlesque class, and I have no idea what the hell it is. I just know it's dancing." So, we're looking at stuff, and my husband goes, "Oh my God, you're going to do what? In front of people?" And I'm like, no one comes to these things. Like, it's just a class I'm going to take. Don't even have to go on stage, blah, blah, blah. And so I go through this 12-week class, and in the process, we actually go to a show. And it's not the regular performers. It was a festival that they were having. And so this is the part that I tell that I get really excited about.
Okay.
So Mac DeVille, you know Mac DeVille,
Yep.
Mama Mac DeVille. She gets up on there on
Let's
that
put a
stage.
picture of her right here.
Right. Yes. My God, beautiful human being inside and out.
And her pictures, especially the recent ones, are amazing. They're amazing.
Wonderlust Perry
Yep.
in the water. Oh, yes. Brick and Bougie, book her too. My God, they're both amazing human beings, and both my sisters, and I love them. But so Mac DeVille gets up, and she has these like work overalls on, like if you were a mechanic, and I'm like, "Oh, what?" All these other women were very voluptuous. They all rhinestone, creative, elaborate costumes. And there's Mac DeVille.
Just wear it.
This very tiny girl wearing these oversized overalls, long sleeve, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. This show's so far curious. I'm curious. I want to get into this more. And then she performs, and I look at my husband. I go, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I can't be her. But I want to do that. And I want to feel that. And so that was it. That sold me. And then I tried out, and I didn't make it the first time. So I tried out again, and I did, and I made it, and I am here today, and I got my first Burley sister.
Yes.
I do, and Burley sisters, when you take an apprentice on, and that beautiful, beautiful apprentice is your wife.
It is.
Misha Neubert.
Yep. They know her by a lot of names on this show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff about butt cheeks. I mean, pretty much. They know her by a million things. Mrs. Newbies. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got a lot of identities. And she's so excited.
So I also have to tell you that last night she auditioned, and it is the first time I have ever been able to see her perform live. I have not been able to go to a show.
I've not even at Pride?
No.
Oh.
So talking about not having a home, we were in the process of moving that exact same weekend. So I didn't perform at Pride. I came and worked a booth for a few hours. So I've never been able to see this beautiful human. You've sent me videos. I've watched them. I've raved. I critiqued. I did all the things. And then I got to see her last night. And she was so nervous, but did wonderful. So naturally talented and passionate and such a beautiful human being.
I think one thing that I noticed, like the very first time she said she wanted to do burlesque, and then I saw her doing burlesque, was I'd watched her practice, and I was like, okay, this, okay. And then, but when she got up on stage, her face changed. It completely changed. And I was like, whoa, wait.
Yeah.
Like just the look all the way across. I was like, what is this? And I was like, you're giving like a look thing. And she's like, I don't know what the look is. What's the look? And we're going back and forth.
I know that look now. I know that look.
And oh my gosh. And at Pride, she walked up. We were freezing to death. Like we were
night that it rained?
Yeah,
Yes.
because I was in the dunk tank, and then I was soaking wet. My underwear, my shorts, like I was soaking wet. I thought it was going to be nice and warm. I was supposed to be 80 and sunny. Well, then it rains ice cold. That wind comes in, and it settled in. So we're sitting there. She's so cold. I'm trying to give her a fireball just to like warm her belly up. She's like, nope. And walks up on stage, and I just, nothing was going to be right for her. Like that's what she thought.
The thing.
And she walked up and fucking crushed, and everybody behind too. Like the sound of that place that late at night with that shitty of conditions, that was awesome.
It is the best high you'll ever get, and not doing drugs. Like it is the best high. It is. So obviously you practice and all those things, and that's your time away because that's your hobby, right? Like this is your me time and everything. And but you hit that stage, and you're no longer a wife. You're no longer a mom. You're no longer, a nana. You're your job doesn't matter. Your family doesn't matter. That is your moment, and it's all about just owning it. And you may want to make yourself proud, and you want to make, your troop mates proud of you and those things. But those audience members that react, and afterwards they're like, oh my gosh. And I still I blush, and I'm like, oh, or people will run into you, and they're like, I remember you did, and that was just amazing, and I really love that. And you just blush, and you're like, oh my gosh, someone remembers me. But those 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5, 7 minutes, however, those are yours, and no one can take that away from you, and nothing matters. It's so selfish, isn't it? It's like the best orgasm ever.
But it is weird to think because for me a lot, I don't even remember the time I'm on stage. When
you do that too.
When I do stage, the night with the speakeasy, that is my ultimate peak high. You were in the room that night.
Yes.
And the feeling of that room for me was so.
The night you won.
Yes.
The night that, did you know, So my husband, Bone Daddy, if nobody knows, we don't need to put a picture of him up here, but I have some. But at the same time, I am judging. This is my first time seeing a comedy show. Did you know that? I've seen comedy on TV, don't get me wrong, but this is my first time seeing a comedy show. And Brett has asked me to judge this, and I'm like, how am I going to judge? And of course, Mac DeVille, I asked her to be next to me, and so she helped judge. And you had gone up, and then I think intermission was after that, and I got like the biggest poke in the side, and my husband grabs my shoulders, and he pulls me back, and he goes, oh my God, that guy was hilarious. You need to make sure he wins. And I'm like, you got to go away. Go. And Brett is sitting right here, and Mac's here, and I'm like, go away. Oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, that night was so crazy. Like just the sound of the room that night. You know, I've been to so many stand-up and I've been on stage so many times, and I've had I did really, really good, but that's the ultimate. Like,
and you're constantly chasing that high now.
Like, Tom Brady has one of those Super Bowls where it was 100, it means 100 times more to him, or
right.
It felt different, or the crowd felt different, or he came back from he was down 21-3,
right.
and came back and won that one in the last. That one time on stage is different for him, and I know that night for her was like the Pride night.
Yeah,
that was hers. I know the Speakeasy that one's for me. And which one's yours?
Circa.
So
we did a festival this year.
Okay, the
3-day festival. And I've never been on the Circa stage. And I've never been inside the Circa. And so we were practicing and stuff. But I'm backstage and I am so nervous. I am shaking and all the things. And so we also do challenges within our troupe and challenge each other. So it might be, hey, don't wear pink and blue on stage, or we want you to do a rock song, or we just find things and we challenge each other. And one of the challenges that I got was to use a boa and to have only 2 reveals. And I took that to heart for Circa of all things. Never have I been on the Circa stage. Circa is very classical burlesque. You want to have that classic feel. And so, and I had a dress and a boa and 2 gloves, and that was it. And I am behind stage, and I'm shaking, and my husband can't be there because he's sick, and I'm just like, oh God, that's my support system. That's my rock. That's you are Evee Grey, before, and we have this whole ritual before I go out. And Mac DeVille was wonderful, and she's like, I got you, and I'm here, and giving me the pep talk and all the things that she's done since the very first time I ever on my student showcase. Mac DeVille was the one that pulled me outside and gave me the talk and was like, you're here because, and you are, and just always has been that go-to. So to have her be there before this moment, and she's calming me down, and I'm shaking and all the things, and my little legs are going, your knees, and you're weak and all those things. And my music hits, and for a second I take a deep breath, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And then I go and take that first step and have the boa dragging behind me, and I look out at that audience, and I go, I have arrived. And that was it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like getting goosebumps.
I know. That's an amazing way to tell the story as well.
And then I get off stage, and there is Mac DeVille, who gives me the biggest hug and envelops me and tells me, I am so proud of you. And then I have Gypsy Lamone that gives me the biggest hug and says, I am so proud of you. And so that, not just that moment, but that whole 7 minutes were the best minutes. And I still say, I am living my best life right now. So it's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That's cool. Do you have what was a worst moment?
Oh, okay. So yes, I have a sci-fi routine. It's a steampunk routine, and practiced. It was my student showcase, and I redid it for this Halloween show. And first night I did great. It was wonderful. Just hit every part that I needed to hit. Saturday night, halfway through, I forgot my routine.
Oh.
Yep, and I ad-libbed. I knew and I just ad-libbed until I got to the end and went, boobies!
There you go.
And that was that.
Oh, man. There's, I've seen, even recently, I've seen something go terribly wrong on stage. a man's bottoms ripped off, to the side, and that's no way for you to plan that,
No.
It just happens.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's probably like telling jokes. Sometimes they go over great, and other times it's flat.
You can literally be the exact same. Talk the exact same. Do everything, every joke, word for word in one crowd, and it be the greatest joke they've ever heard. And do it in another crowd, and you be the worst comedian they've ever heard. There is no, you can be in the middle at some points, have a few people here, but, when you hit you're in the no one likes you area, that is when, it's really, really tough up there.
So, have you ever forgotten a joke?
Oh, yeah.
Or like halfway through, forgot the punch. Like you're leading up and everything's going great, and then you just forget the punchline.
Well, I think the thing is a little bit different with doing stand-up is when you get heckled. When you're getting heckled by somebody, it's someone trying, you do, but you don't do it in a way that it's stopping someone's set.
Oh, okay.
You heckle, Timmery heckles, people heckle. But when you get a stranger that is like, get the fuck off and shit like that.
Okay.
I mean, it just stops you, or you can't say, people will be on, you can't say something like that, and it stops you from this thing that you've had memorized. And it's either you're going to be play off of it, say something silly, just move past it, and let them continue to do what they're doing. Yeah.
Do you ever just stop and go, "You're a dick"?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can stop and pretty much do whatever. Yeah, I told one girl, I did this one joke. This is so funny. So I was doing stand-up by my hometown. And I was like, I have this one joke. I said I was known for something. I was known for having the biggest dick in the class from in school. I was known for having the biggest dick in school. And I would blah, 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 do all this stuff. And then the one girl's screaming, "No, you weren't. No, you weren't." And I said, "Shut the fuck up." And then she goes, "You were not. I knew who had the biggest dick." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here." Even though I was doing it in a more playful way, it was, but she was screaming.
She's dead serious. And you're like, "Oh shit."
But it was but it ended up being so funny and playful.
Well,
because this girl never seen my dick. But
no, she saw his.
Yeah.
The guy that actually had the biggest.
The biggest, yeah. If he did, we should put up a picture of his dick right here. Dink.
And yours next to it. Dink.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I'm bent over in front of it. Dink. All right. I wasn't sure how long we were gonna let that go for, but I was in.
I just like the sound effect. Dink.
We're gonna
it's hitting the table.
I'll attach a sound when we do it.
Perfect. Make sure it's dink.
Oh my gosh, I have one of the silliest stories ever to tell you. What? And you were a part of the night.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so this past weekend, when this isn't from very long ago.
You said this like I was gonna forget. You were like, "This was so long ago." You're like, that's what you implied, and so I'm like, "Oh God, it's last weekend." Shit, what'd I do?
Okay, so we went from the comedy show at Yoshi's,
yes,
over to Varieties,
yes,
and we walked in. And as we were walking in, you two continued to walk forward. Mm-hmm. And then Adam was there. Adam, he is a bartender and manages Varieties.
Okay.
And I walk up to him and he says something along the lines of he's having a housewarming party or something like that. Now, I completely forget about this. I'm drunk Saturday night, and he says something about this. Well, last night I was recording a podcast, and I look at my phone after I was done, and it was I had a ton of missed messages and a ton of missed calls, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I see these messages the grill question mark, where are you at, dude? What time are you going to be here? And I'm like, what in the fuck? I have missed calls. I called Timmery. She's getting ready for a massive night and she's nervous as fuck already. Now she's wondering why everybody is getting a hold of her about something. And, finally, I talked to Timmery. I'm like, what is going on? She's like, what is going on? And I was like, I don't know. She goes, you said something about bringing the meat. And to Adam,
how am I part of this? I don't remember any of this.
You were there with us as we walked by. Yeah, I know, but this is how little it was then, but what it is now. So I'm like, bringing meat? What? What is, Shayne, I think you got yourself in a fucking pickle here, because I'm pretty sure I'm hearing what they're saying, and I'm knowing what you said to Adam, a gay man at Varieties. I literally looked at him. He said, I'm having a housewarming party. I grabbed my dick and said, I'll bring the meat.
Oh.
Stupid shit I would normally say. He took it literal. And so they have this huge housewarming party with 30 people there last night, and I was supposed to bring the actual meat, is what he thought.
You did not.
I swear to God, this is a true story. You can even call Lish.
Oh, my Lanta.
Yes. I
there's other things you say when you're drunk.
Like what?
Like that I can write your entire script for your next comedy show.
It's a set, but script is fine.
Okay, sorry.
Scripture. I did say this, yes. I did. And actually, I reviewed it. And so I'm going to walk you the way through my thought process here.
But I said, what are the requirements? And you said, I will read whatever you write. And I said, how many jokes do I have to tell? And you said, you can tell however many jokes you want, but double space 2 sheets of paper.
Yes.
That were my guidelines.
Okay, yeah. And I'm going to walk you through my thought process here.
Okay.
Everybody knows that you're a big Leslie Mitchell fan at this point. But when you had said, and then you're like, you're no Leslie Mitchell, blah, 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 blah.
You didn't even hear it, so technically you only know
I have the video of it, and I have it
Exactly.
recorded to hear for the rest of my life. Thanks. Every time I watch that set, it's going to be, you're no Leslie Mitchell. But anyways.
Don't be bitter.
I'm not. Because listen, she was in that competition that night at the Speakeasy.
She
was. And I was someone else's favorite that night, even if it was only for one night. You see how it works?
Yeah.
But, okay, what was I even talking about?
My set I wrote for you.
Okay. So I thought right away it was going to be like I'm sucking Leslie's dick set.
No.
Like, I thought you were going to be like, Leslie Mitchell's so great. And I start fucking reading this set. And I was like, Jesus, a hard left and a hard right. I mean,
good at telling stories.
It was great.
I have 2 talents. Okay, I have 3.
Okay.
I can tell stories wonderfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's talent. I can take off my clothes pretty decently.
Uh-huh.
And I'll let you guess what the other one is.
I mean, I don't want to guess something like that. I mean, I don't know.
I just like leaving things out there to the imagination.
Let's put up some pictures of what my guesses are right here. There's pictures here. What's going to be what I think the third is?
Blowing up balloons.
Oh yeah.
Eating corn dogs.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm following.
Hot
Jeez,
dogs.
it's getting warm in here. Bone Daddy, Bone Daddy. That's a good talent. Timmery actually took a class for blowjobs a long time ago.
I didn't say that was one of my talents.
Oh, okay. You just said eating food.
Absolutely.
I was just telling you that Timmery took a class, and then you get like a certificate at the end.
No.
This is a real thing. I know she was just blowing guys for whatever reason, but she went to this class that made it. Yeah.
Is that part of your set?
No, this is a real life thing.
Okay. Oh, no.
I'll tell you a crazy story. So one time, we won't use her government name on this time. I'll say T. T sent me to and everybody already knows who that is, but T sent me to an Asian massage parlor.
Oh.
And there's one around here. And I was like, I don't know if I can do all this. And this woman literally just unloaded a can of oil in my butt crack without me even saying anything. I just went in and started sawing my butt crack like she was a lumberjack gonna cut me in half. And I mean, I'll leave all the extra details out of it, but I mean, this woman sawed at my butt. I literally thought I was gonna have a vagina after she was done. I thought I was gonna have, my legs were gonna go all the way up to my chest. I wasn't gonna have any torso anymore because she just kept sawing, and I was just laying there, the most awkward human being in the world, so uncomfortable. I'm telling the truth.
Why wouldn't you just ask her to stop?
I don't know. I felt nice, I guess.
You describe it like torture. And then you go, but it felt nice.
I mean, it was a bit torture.
You got a kink.
I've got a million, but like that was an experience that I'll never forget.
Obviously not. I don't think I'm going to forget hearing that story and picturing that experience. Oh. That's something.
I know.
Are you drinking tea?
That is.
Like just no alcohol tea?
Yeah. I've recorded my first 2 episodes ever yesterday and today sober. I'm trying to sober up a little bit. Just the Fireball. I mean, it's not like it's a bad problem that I have but I mean, I'll just take 1 or 2 here or there, and it's a little too much for me to, tread in some water there. Let's back it off just a little bit.
I got it, but you can try that.
I will absolutely enjoy that. But and sometimes I think it feels really good to do the cleanse and the herbal stuff in your stomach just to get all that shit out of you that's so bad. You drink 2-3 days in a row or something like that. And,
you never feel good.
Yeah, and you get just rot stomach and
you're trying to get all healthy now.
I've been awake every single day at 4:45 out for an hour-long workout. I'm feeling good. I've been eating really good. So
so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean Timmery's getting her life together, clearly.
Yeah.
And so I got to get mine together, too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Can only do so much. Okay, back to the set I wrote you. I want to know what you think.
I think it's great. I thought it was really good. I mean, it's quirky and silly, and then a story plays out in the middle of it too, and then you get bam, bam. I don't want to say any of the jokes because I'm going to do it.
You are?
Yes, I promised you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just can't do it at the Dubuque Comedy Bar.
You can't do it at a Leslie Mitchell show?
Oh, no, I could do it at a Leslie Mitchell show.
Okay.
I don't care. No, you're saying because she's headlining and I'm right before.
No.
For
I just meant, would you feel bad if
no,
you had
I
to
see.
tell
I
all
see
my
what
jokes?
I see what you're doing. You're doing it again.
What?
Because Leslie's headlining the show that I'm on this weekend, and I'm right before her. She gets 25 minutes, and I only get 20.
She gets 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
I gotta make more of my minutes than she can to
You
make
gotta
up
hit
for
hard.
that extra 5 minutes she gets.
You just heckle her. I would totally help you out, except I'm going to be in Wisconsin Dells.
Well, what am I supposed to do now? I have a joke writer. I'm like Jimmy Fallon right now. I'm like Conan O'Brien. I have a joke writer.
What happens if she reaches out and asks me to write jokes for her?
Ooh, well then you're doing a lot of work for other people than yourself.
I figure, if you put good out there, good comes back to you.
Yeah,
put bad out there, bad comes back to you.
Sometimes just like burlesque, comedy's similar in a way. You get jokes from other people, you get creative ideas or stuff like that. When people
Is that why you hang out with me?
Yeah.
Am I like a muse for you? You just...
I think so.
Nice.
I think it was the giraffe outfit. I think that's the one. Let's put a picture of it right here. Doink. Is there a picture of the giraffe outfit out there?
I'm pretty sure there is.
Okay, cool.
If you were at Coal Valley Days.
Sounds riveting.
Okay, so Coal Valley Days has a parade, and it was a circus theme this year, and I had my giraffe costume on.
Oh, wait, so this is
It's a Coal Valley Days.
So it's like Hog Days.
What are hog?
You don't know what Hog Days is?
No.
Come on. So Hog Days is where I grew up in Kewanee, the hog capital of the world. If you've still never heard of it. Good. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Michael Jordan shopped at Goods. Mary Good kicked me out of her house. Yeah.
What'd you do? Did you show your big dick?
No, I did. I just showed her my big toe. that was enough. She knew by looking at that toe.
Get out.
She saw
hammer toe.
Yeah.
Hammer toe.
Actually, that's so. Hammer toe reminded me of a time about 2 years ago. I got infected ingrown toenails so bad, and I let it go for almost 4 months of this. My toe looked like it was gonna fall off. It started turning into a shark tooth, and they had to surgically remove them from both. Let's put a picture of it right here.
Oh gosh.
But they were like shark teeth, and they were about to grow all the way around out the bottom of my toe.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it was so weird to not be able, and that's what I meant by hammer toe.
Got you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you my most disgusting story?
Yeah.
Okay, but It's not my, okay. So,
Are you going to steal someone's story?
I was there. It's the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. So, obviously, I'm married. But what people don't know, or maybe not know, so my husband was snipped. I had that vasectomy when he was 20.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
When we got married, he was 28. And I knew, right? And I didn't want kids. And then somewhere along the lines, I fell so madly in love that I wanted children with this man. So we flew to San Antonio and had the snip, unsnipped.
And how is that? Is that like a sew? Is it like a
Would
soldering
you like me to
gun?
tell you about it? Because it is my most disgusting moment.
Oh, wait! You actually watched this happen? Oh my!
Oh yeah.
I just meant like, how did they
I'm
do
gonna
that?
tell you.
I didn't realize
I'm
that's
gonna
where
tell
it's
you.
going. Okay. Yeah.
So, what do you think? I didn't have any more babies, so couldn't have been one of those things. But anyway, so we go to San Antonio, and the doctor says that I can be in the room. And my husband is very curious. Like, when he had the vasectomy done, he's told me he watched it. Like, he's very curious about things. Like, if he can stay awake and watch whatever, he broke toes and wanted to watch him, like, do all, he likes watching all the things. He's very curious
What
about
the
these
fuck?
things, right?
What the fuck?
So we asked the doctor if he can watch. And no, you can't. You have to have a sheet up. But don't worry, your wife can be in the room and she can watch. And I am like, oh, okay. And he's like, you need to tell me what's going on and everything. And I'm like, okay, let me tell you what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So we get in and they give you your nerve block and, they sanitize and sterilize and all the things. And so he's like, okay, you're going to feel like maybe some pains in your stomach and this and that and the other. And I'm thinking like, I'm fine. I don't have any pain in my stomach. Just kidding.
But why are you watching at this point?
Because he asked me to.
I know, but he's sick and demented.
He asked me
would
to.
anybody ever want to do that?
So he asked me to, and so I'm doing this because my husband is doing this very unpleasant thing for me.
You made a mistake watching this.
Okay. So they make the first incision and do the thing, and the doctor pulls out. It looks like spaghetti. Okay, the connection thingy.
His wiener?
No, they're in his ball sack. They cut open his ball sack. They pull out I don't even know the medical term for it, but they pull out the strings that connect it, and there's two of them, clearly, because he's had a vasectomy. And so he cuts them and he stitches them up and he tests the fluid, and he's like, oh, great, this one's fine. Puts it back in, whatever, sews it up. We're good. And, I'm explaining to him, okay, they're pulling out the things, they're connecting, they're testing,
You're just as
they're
sick as
sewing
him.
you back up. And I'm literally explaining these things to him. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, how are you feeling? Because he's awake, but he's got the nerve block. And how are you feeling? He's like, I'm okay. I just have a really bad stomach ache. My stomach hurts really bad. So they go to the next side, which was his left side, because I'm looking down as they're doing this. I don't get to feet view. You probably have heard this story.
No, I don't. I think I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, just
I'm at
keep
his
going.
head talking to him.
I just picked up on your cue there.
So they get to the next one, and the doc says, they cut this one really low. I'm going to have to cut more into it. And I'm like, okay. And he's just cutting the sack, cutting the skin.
And is his stomach still hurting?
My husband's stomach is still hurting.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, he's doing his thing, and I'm watching him like, oh, they're cutting, and I'm kind of getting into it.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, they're cutting. And all of a sudden I go, oh, and I sat down. And my husband goes, what? What's wrong? And I'm like, nothing.
They hacked a couple inches off.
And he goes, seriously, what's wrong? And he goes, you have to tell me. And I go, your nut just fell out on the table. Well, let me tell you. And he goes, really? And I go, and it didn't hit like you couldn't hear it hit. It literally just went boop. And I'm like, and I'm expecting him to be like, slippery little suckers, aren't they? Like a total Pretty Woman moment, And let me just tell you, it is white. It's white.
Is it that on just white people, or is that?
I don't know. I've never seen the inside of anyone else.
Okay.
Or their nuts, but I'm just going to assume that the inside is all the same.
Yeah, I'm glad, because if you've seen a second one of these that belong to somebody else, we got a problem.
Right. Now I have
or you got a type. You got a kink.
I got this weird kink now, and so he's like, am I okay? And anyway, they connected, they did whatever, everything was fine. They put it back in. swelled up like a fucking eggplant, and we had to fly home the next day. Literally looked like one too.
Okay, so just the sack did, or the
like up the shaft a little bit too.
And so he couldn't pee if it's that swollen. Like,
you can still pee.
Oh, it had to be painful. Yeah. Yeah.
But he wanted to walk around, like we're like airport and all that, and he's walking around
with it out.
No, like he's got this like waddle going because he's got the Liberty Bell between his legs. But yeah, it was an experience. But that was the most disgusting thing that has ever happened to me in my life, and I have been puked on by my children.
I have one. I have one, not towards me, but one that I know horrified someone for their whole life. Okay. And the fact that she's still married to me is unbelievable.
Oh, okay.
So we're in the car and like I flicked water at her, something stupid. And she grabs the water and she flicks some water at me. And it gets into this little like water flicking competition.
This makes sense.
And then she started pissing me off. Like, all right, I'm trying to fucking drive or whatever. Like, you get my phone wet. All right, let's stop. And then, so she flicks some more water, and now I'm pissed. And I'm like, flick water at me one more time and see what happens. And there is nothing worse that I could have done. I reach over and grab my water, twist the cap, just spray it, and it comes out black. And it comes out
it's
chunky.
Your shoe.
It is my dip. It is my dip. Oh my God. I am fucking horrified. I swear to God, I don't know what to do. She does not move. She does not make a sound.
She's a saint.
She's frozen and she said, "Get me the fuck home." And we did not talk until she was cleaned off. I said, the very first thing I said is, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that.
She knew you didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
She did.
No, she knows I did not. I would never, ever.
You're not that kind of person. You're fun in games.
Yeah, it was supposed to be water. It wasn't.
Right. You're not mean.
Oh, it was awful. And then one time, not saying this was just in a car. It wasn't driving around.
Oh.
Yeah, it was in an abandoned car. We were parking, or like we were camping and just sat in it for a moment. But we had these buzz balls. Have you ever heard of a buzz ball?
No.
Okay, so buzz balls are like this they look like an apple almost. And they have like a pop can lid. And so you can literally, like you're like supposed to chug them, but they're like the size of an apple. And they're awful. They're filled with tequila, rum, whatever. So
yeah, it's like mystery shot?
We had sour apple. We each had sour apple. And so we go to kick it back, and it was a race to see who could finish it off faster. And I get mine down, and it is the nastiest thing I've ever had. Dashboard, just projectile, like
Exorcist?
Like it was just, I mean, this was years ago, but that was
good thing it
awful.
wasn't your car.
Yeah,
you said it was an abandoned car.
Yeah, thank God.
Was it someone's car you broke into?
No, there's actually break-ins in this town right now.
What?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
People are breaking into cars. And so they're like posting that on like the community watch group and all this stuff. And I had my one security camera outside the house charging the other night. And I think Timmy left the door open, the passenger side door. But when I woke up and went out there, the whole car was completely rummaged. Like, I mean, everything went through. Every drawer was open. And I think it was because Timmy was looking for a lipstick the night before. But the worst thing was the raccoons got into the truck.
Nuh-uh.
And their little paw prints were all over my 2022 truck or whatever.
But trash pandas.
Yeah, we got that mess cleaned up. But there is, people breaking into cars in the town right now. What are you looking for? What do you think they're looking for? Like a good Travis Tritt album or something like that?
Who?
Travis Tritt? Let's put up a picture of Travis Tritt. What about Brooks and Dunn?
Okay, I've heard of them. I think they've got some good songs. I
don't really I just love Zach Brown Band. That's about it for me in country.
Highway 20 Ride. We had this conversation.
Yep, and that's my go-to. That's my number one.
Yeah.
What's yours?
My number one all-time favorite song?
Yes.
Oh, Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Landslide.
That's by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, okay.
Not the Chicks version.
oh,
The
okay.
original.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been
That one.
song.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah?
Because
That
I've built my life around you. Yeah.
I can't sing, so we're not even going to attempt it.
All right, give it just a line or two.
Of the song?
Yep.
Oh,
And cue the music. All right.
are you supposed to like lead me in or something?
No, this is just like, this
No,
is your...
this pressure. This pressure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm
You
gonna
get up
crack
and
under
take
pressure.
your clothes off on
I'm gonna
stage.
crack under pressure.
All right, fine. You don't have to do
Thank
it.
you.
You don't have to do it. I was close though. You were really
I
thinking
was
about
like,
it. No, I've been a part of some incredible karaoke performances in my life. One woman, there's that song Last Friday Night, and she was singing it as Last Saturday Night, as she was like trying to rip my clothes off, and she said that we had to duet, and like, yeah, she was,
Damn.
things get spicy at the karaoke bar.
Man,
Yeah.
the ladies just eat you up.
No. So, and I think the men eat me up more. Man, it's been proven in the course of my life. Men are more attracted to me than women.
Why is
Fact.
that?
I don't know. But more.
Is it because you have soft skin?
I don't know. I mean, normally I don't have this much arm hair as I do right now. I feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I mean, you got a beard. It's not like you're feminine.
I mean, I could be. I don't know. I've seen myself in various outfits.
I've seen you in a few of them.
Yeah, I do have very firm butt cheeks.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, they look very soft. They look like I was a baby that just grew up on my butt. Like it's
Does
kept
it
the
look
same.
like maybe you were a power lifter and did a lot of squats?
Nah, it just
No,
looks like
okay.
I had them premature legs and never
okay,
grew up. You
okay,
know, like
okay.
I had Benjamin Button on the bottom or something. Benjamin Bottom.
Shit you
bottom.
come up with.
Bottom. Well, geez, Bottom.
You got a lot of bottoms on your mind?
Yeah, I know.
Button.
I know.
I think you said it 6 different times, and it's button.
I think so too.
Okay. But you would just
But it
be
was
like
Brad
butt
Pitt.
on.
But on. I don't
Benjamin
know.
Baton.
Baton. Pass me the baton.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Have you ever had a beignet?
A beignet?
Yeah.
Like from Nolan's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you like those? Those are awesome.
Yeah. Do you know that Cracker Barrel has like a version of them?
I thought I saw a spaceship outside of Cracker Barrel. Swear, when I was in high school.
Do you think, in all honesty, do you think there's life?
Like outside of this house, I would assume.
I would hope so.
Because if we walk upstairs and everything's gone, we have
What
a
if the-
dilemma.
if
I don't
the
even have
apocalypse
shoes.
happened right now.
Yeah, I don't
and
even
we're
have.
safe.
I don't
Only
have.
this room. Oh, my puppies.
I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, so this would be
Did you have
such
to
an
point
awful.
to your eye? You literally just pointed to your eye when you said "I."
Well, I was going to tell
You're
you.
learning sign language.
Yes, but the very first thing that would be most important outside of human lives would be I need my glasses and I need contacts or whatever. I can't see. I'm blind. If I take my contacts out of my eyes, I could not see anything. I would have to be this close to you to even know it was you, unless I heard your voice.
I'm pretty much the same way. So
I would be screwed.
Did T tell you any of the bits and pieces of her audition last night?
What would you do if you walked upstairs right now as the apocalypse? You just avoided the question.
That was one of the questions. I was so proud of myself because, like, it's hard to tell someone's personality, whether it's a job interview or any type of interview. And so, one of the questions that was on there was, what would be your plan to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Oh shit! Okay, so did I answer good? Like,
Yeah.
was it? Yeah.
So that's your plan. You got to find your contacts and your glasses.
Yeah, and then hide.
You're gonna hide?
Yeah, till they're all gone. Like, I'm gonna chill out for a little bit.
You don't think that they're gonna overpopulate and find everybody and
I'm
then we're all
gonna
gonna be
let them
zombies?
get their feuds first while I'm sneaking around. Like, I'm not going straight for front lines. Like, this has been proven since like the Revolutionary War. You don't just run at people.
What do you think T said?
You run away. Well, I mean, she's blasting motherfuckers. That's all I know. Like,
No, she said she wouldn't survive.
what a pathetic answer.
It was actually a really good answer. It was a very honest answer.
She would survive. That's such bullshit.
No, she said that she's not running fast and she's not running far, so she's not surviving.
I mean, that's it.
That
She is so slow. She thinks that she's fast. Like, she thinks she
no,
has
she
speed.
admitted it. I think you need communication skills. She admitted it to us.
I think she'd be good. I think she would be.
Yeah, if there's a zombie apocalypse, if this shuts off and we're talking to nobody at this point in time thinks it's we're going to just watch this over and over and over again because it's going to be our only form of entertainment.
Yeah,
we better make this fucking good.
Yeah.
And so the apocalypse happens and there's me and the two of you and we're the only ones left. I'm in a whole hell of a lot of trouble.
Why?
I am not repopulating the earth at this age, number one. And only one of you could probably populate this earth unless you got snip, snip, too.
No.
And so that reason alone, we're in a lot of trouble. Second of all, I have no weapons.
Well,
so yes, you two better protect me.
We've got a katana behind you.
You two better protect me because I will not survive on my own. I have always said I am finding my husband because that's the only way I will survive. Luckily, he's in this room with us.
We've got a butter knife over there. Oh yeah. I could be.
What am I
going
to do? Be like, da-na-na-na-na-na, hello, zombies. Let me entertain you while you guys are trying to
Yeah. You distract them. Yeah. Oh, it'll be brilliant.
Do you think any zombie at that point in time really cares about titties?
Who knows? That maybe that's what they're looking for.
Instead of brains.
Yeah, dude, we're wrong this whole time.
We should talk. There you go. There's a porn parody right there.
We could have stopped The Walking Dead that fast.
But I think we just came up with a brilliant porn parody.
Oh, instead, Shayne was out there fucking Rick's woman. Isn't that what it was? Shayne and Rick Grimes.
I don't know.
His buddy Shayne was played by.
I've never seen The Walking Dead.
I cannot remember his name. John Berthaud, and he's great.
You see, people always know way more than me.
No way.
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
It's a silly show. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean that people know more than you. You know way more about a lot of other things.
Yes.
How many people do you know that still keep look at sewing machines and all that? That was a thing of the past. And look, the burlesque community's keeping it alive.
Right.
Yeah. How many people do you meet in today's world that can sew just on the random outside of the burly world?
Yeah, that's true. I give you that. They taught sewing in school when my kids were in school too.
I took a sewing class, not.
Do they still teach that? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even. What percentage?
Don't you have kids in school age? Maybe.
I don't talk to them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that they do, but I don't think it's a continued craft that.
Now they probably teach how to survive a zombie apocalypse.
I would take that class. I would. Yeah, that'd be one. I'd take it. If you could get paid to teach that class, you could only be wrong one time, and that's if it actually happens. So,
don't you think you want to get paid to teach the dick sucking class?
I mean, I don't know.
There's so many things you could do.
I don't know if I would I mean, that would be an interesting. I think I would be quite nervous. Sometimes, even when I'm going to tell you something, this is kind of a weird thing. Timmery knows I do this, but sometimes when I go to burlesque shows, I feel weird looking at my friends with their shaking their titties and butt, and I just kind of look when they.
I get that
because a lot of the times people have said I'm a safe person and they'll perform close to me or whatever, but I don't I'm just kind of
I get that,
and so I just woo from over here.
I get that. My kids have seen me perform, so, but they're older.
Yeah.
So, one of them said she'd never go, and then she went.
And do they still come back?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. The one time my youngest saw me perform, when I had first told her what I was doing, she was like, I think that's great and it's wonderful for all the reasons, but I never want to come see you perform. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, I won't ask you and this and that and the other. And then one of the shows was coming up and...
Did that hurt your feelings?
I understood. I'm her mom. I get all that. So I understood, but it did hurt a little bit because it's still an art form. And, if you don't know. And so a show was coming up and actually my husband was like, hey, do you want to go to the show? You don't have to watch your mom. You can step out, this and that and the other. And something was going on with her husband at the time. And she was like, yeah, I'll go to the show. And I was just blown away and so nervous. So nervous. Because I always will say that if my mom was alive, although I don't think she would have been super accepting of it today, I think eventually by now she would have gone to a show and been tides changed. So anyway, So my daughter went, and I was so nervous and all the things. And it was during COVID when we had the limited numbers and everything. So it's even a smaller amount of people. So you don't get that full packed house feeling. And I get off stage and I'm shaken, and I go downstairs and I have a text message and I look at it, and it's my daughter. And she says, Mom, a year ago, you hated your own skin and couldn't stand your body. And here you are today. You looked beautiful. You were wonderful. And I am so proud of you.
That's the best.
I know. And then I'm like, see, I'm getting goosebumps again. And then I'm like, ooh. So, yeah. And she's been back. And so, yeah.
I think it's, man, isn't it one of the best feelings in the world when someone that you love is proud of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and not just like proud of you, like, hey, you did good out there on the basketball court tonight, but like someone's genuinely proud of you. Like, I know how hard you've worked, or I know like what this means to you. And they relate, like, oh man, when somebody's proud of you is one of the best feelings in the world.
It is. And when it's genuine and it's not, hey, good job. Hey, you killed it out there. When it's truly like, I am so proud of you, like, and I've seen how far you've come, and, you know, all the growing, that is the best. That is the best.
Well, okay, so what do you got going on?
Well, I got to go home and do some laundry. I'm just kidding.
Like what?
I should have multitasked like Leslie Mitchell with 2 L's does.
Do you want to do your set right now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, like
she gave a joke about multitasking. No. So what do we have going on? So obviously we don't have the speakeasy right now, but July 27th we're doing a 102 class taught by Miss Mac DeVille.
Do we know anybody in that?
We do.
Okay, cool.
We do. Some of the students from our 101 class are taking it, and all of our apprentices will be taking it. So yeah. Misha Neubert.
Yeah, I know. She told me.
Yeah. So we have that. That starts July 27th. There's still some spaces if anyone is interested. I don't know if this will be played before then. So if not, cut it out. So we have that on July 27th. So then in August, we have the 20th. We have a show. It's an Anything Goes. And then we'll have some guest performances and stuff, and that's at Ribco since we don't have our home. So they're shutting down the bar for us that night and letting us put on a show.
There you go.
Yes, love Ribco.
And we'll attach all the links to all those shows as well. I hate that it's only we stick at an hour now. But I would love for you to come back on. Like this went so fast, and I think half of the things that we said are so stupid, and I love it so much.
We just have fun. We tell stories.
I literally didn't drink for this episode, and it was a blast the whole way through. It was so silly. You're the best.
I try.
Yeah. So, and what date do we have a date on the speakeasy?
We have a tentative September 1st date, which means October 15th will be our first show back, and it's Cult Classics. It's our Halloween show.
All right. Well, that's Evee Grey. I'm Shayne Neubert. This is Shot 30 Podcast. If you have any questions, she'll be back on, so just leave them down below. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a message, and an Apple review.
Yeah, do the things, please.
All the things. And pop pasties.
Yeah, and send him money.
And money, yeah.